All righty. Hey, welcome everybody. I'm Brenny Larson, and I'm host and creator of the Teleart Gathering. And this is our first speaker, Vasi Huntalas, for our series number 2. Guys, this is all about just having a better life, healthy and wealthy and relaxed and having fun, a good life. That's what this is all about, is different ways to be more intuitive so you make good choices. And just ways to have fun in life. That's what this is all about. So, Vasi, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm here in San Diego. It's a beautiful morning. I'm excited to share intuitive painting with everyone and just have a lot of fun together.
Oh, guys, San Diego's always beautiful. I think one time it rained when I was there, and I was with my Puerto Rican family, and it was like a Puerto Rican rain. It just like downpoured, and I'm like, oh, it's not perfect. San Diego's not perfect. Pretty close. You never know what kind of weather you're getting with me, do you? It's either 22 below or who knows what's going on.
Yeah.
So I am going to mute myself. Do you want, and you can give them a little bit of background on yourself, and then we're going to jump right in because I got to open another can of paint and find my peanuts.
Okay, great.
We give you permission to be free and happy, people.
Yeah. So, hey everyone, this is Vasi. Great to have you here today. And I wanted to say that by way of introduction, I'm a reformed perfectionist. So what that means is things used to have to be like just right. And so painting just really transformed that for me. So today, if there's any, nervousness about, oh, if I do the painting exercise, is it going to be right? Is it going to be perfect? Just throw that out the window. Because that's, we can't be creative and in flow if we've got that going on in our mind. So I'll give you some more techniques on that. But I'm really glad to be here today. And Brenny, do you want me just to jump in with my introduction or?
Yeah, I'm going to stop the screen share because we're not going to be screen sharing. I really put it up so they could see your beautiful dragon. So I'm just going to stop the screen share. So we have just Vasi and there's me, but I'm going to be zipping out of here. And so I'm going to mute it. So yeah, just take it away and I'm getting my stuff ready. I'm going to go find my peanuts.
Okay, great. So painting kind of found me. And it's interesting because I remember as a young girl just really loving to just play with paints and do different things. And it would just connect me to some energy, and I would feel this calmness and this peacefulness and this just absolute joy. And later when I started meditating, I kind of had a similar thing. So I connected the dots and using painting as a real meditative practice, as a fun practice, as a way of even accessing more of my intuition. And so that's what I'm here to share with you today, is a different way. I have a lot of people who say, Vasi, I can't meditate, or at my workshops, I'll say, how many people here, meditate or want to meditate more? And almost everyone will raise their hand. And the thing is we can get to that same place and that same connection with our higher self in totally different ways. And that's what I love about art, is it's just fun. And it's quick, and I'm also a very active person. So to me, painting is fun. Sometimes I'll stand, sometimes I'll move. We can get, our body into it too. So for those of us that have trouble sitting still, and I know I'm one of them, right?
Hello, butterflies.
You know how that goes. Yeah. So that's a little bit to get us started here.
Well, one thing I just love about this is, it gives people permission. Guys, you don't have to be perfect. And it's just all about having fun and being creative. So, of course, giving the feng shui advice, I'm going to tell you if you're really stuck, and when you create, go sit in your creativity area. That's what it's for, is unblocking things so you get in the flow. And where that is if you draw a tic-tac-toe grid, it's the middle right. And that would be the middle right of the room you're in or the middle right of your house. And it helps open things up. So just be creative and have fun, because
you found your peanuts.
I found some peanuts.
Apparently peanut energy wants to be in your painting today.
I don't know what that's about, but that's weird because somebody else was dreaming about peanuts the other day when I said, well, what's the first word that comes to you? And she said, peanuts. And I'm like, I wonder what peanuts are all about. So,
Dang.
no.
Well,
Okay,
Brittany,
so we talked a little bit about how art opens you up, which is common sense, really, but we don't think about it, especially when you get a little more seasoned and you raise the levels. I don't like the word age. I'm going to be level 56. Sounds so much better than I'm going to be 56 years old. And this gives you permission, guys. It doesn't matter if you're an artist. This isn't about being perfect. And that's why we wanted to do this, because you just may lose yourself in the colors. You know, like that picture behind you, just, you know, looking at that flow, it makes my heart feel warm and fuzzy.
Yeah.
And then it triggers stuff too, guys, that you never even thought about. Plus, you get to make presents for people instead of buy them.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah. So I was thinking this might be a good time now if you didn't, if everyone didn't see the materials list and you want to grab a few things before we get started. We'll be doing the painting more towards the end. So some watercolors, if you even have some from your kids or, you know, hanging around, grab some watercolors, grab a bowl of water. And also, if you have any Q-tips in your bathroom, most of us do, sponges, you can use kitchen sponges if you have any sea sponges. And whatever else like is around you that you want to use. Sometimes I use objects from nature. There you go. I've got, that, and I've got some bark from a walk.
I got a whole lot of that outside my front door. It's like, oh, look at there, I can grab that.
Yeah, and the reason we're going to be using non-traditional materials is because, especially if we haven't painted, for example, with Brenny, with the peanut before, our left side of our brain goes, huh, what? Because that's based on the past experience and planning and analyzing. And so it takes us into our right side of our brain, it activates our intuition, and it really gets things flowing.
And it also helped me declutter a little bit more as I went through my paint can, because I'm like, I'm just using indoor paint, because when the most exciting thing when I bought my house was it was a clean slate, and I got to paint the colors I love. And so here's one of them. Isn't that pretty?
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Beautiful. And that's my little nephew's favorite color. But I'm using indoor paint because I don't have watercolors, and I was busy and didn't get to the store. And it's like, I have never looked forward to an interview so much in a long time, because I'm like, no stress. We're just painting and use what you have. I got a piece of wood, guys, and some tile.
That's great. I love it. So that's another thing. If you have any other paint around your house, grab that. Water soluble is always best. And especially if you're like me, after I'm painting, I'll find paint in my hair and all over.
Fancy piece of wood here with my dad's handwriting on it. And I had some people that owned a tile shop and got rid of all their tiles. And I thought, oh, I don't like that color tile anyway. So let's paint it up, see what we can do.
Yeah, that's great. And something else that's really fun, if you're using paints other than watercolors, what can be really fun is go grab like a credit card or those things you get in the mail, you know, that you aren't going to use. These are really fun to paint with. So definitely, if anyone has that around, you might want to do that as well. And let's see what else I have. I actually don't paint with brushes. In fact, the painting behind me, I don't know if you can see that. I didn't use a single brush in it. I often don't use brushes because I'm more creative. It's more fun. It's more intuitive.
I can't hear Vasi very, very well. I increased the volume on my laptop. Oh, you can hear me fine. Well, there's a first. I personally can hear you fine. Now, okay. Marie Claire says she can't hear you very well either.
Okay.
Not sure what that's about, because I can hear you great. Let me turn my volume up and see if that works too.
So how's my volume right now? Can you guys hear me okay?
It's loud to me.
Well, I just turned it up. Maybe I need to back it off.
I turned mine up too.
Okay.
Okay, guys, so let us know. Put a 1 in the chat box. Chat box, they always say on the other side of the world. I'm like, chat box? Oh, the comment box. And let us know if you can hear us. And if not, we're just going to go on with it because we're going to be painting, man. Vasi, this is something I did a long time ago. Hi, Doreen Doyle King. Yay. Okay, I turned mine up. You turned it. I used watercolors and India ink, and I was like,
Oh, that's fabulous.
Years, I mean, like 40 years ago.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to be an artist, but I fell for that and listened to people that said you can't be an artist. People aren't artists. Don't listen to people.
Absolutely. Every single one of us is an artist. We're the creators of our life. We wouldn't be on the planet if we weren't creative, right? Because this is what it's about, living as a human being, creating.
Creating! Who's ready to create? Do you guys have your supplies? Are you ready to get going? Get my little coffee here. Hi, Stuart Zoll. Thanks for joining. We're just getting ready to do some crazy painting. I've got peanuts. I got Q-tips. I have a feather, pine cones. You can see I'm El Natural girl. Woo! We love hearts. There you go, Lori. All right, so take us along the painting. Let's get started.
Okay, great. So I wanted to start by talking a little bit about the inner critic, because our inner critic always comes up right before we paint, or almost always. And because of exactly what Brenny said, is we think we have to do it perfectly or we have to do it right. And our inner critic will say, but I'm not good enough, or I'm not, I don't know what I'm doing, or what if I do it wrong? So that's like the first thing we're going to get out of the way, is you can't do it wrong, because each one of us has a unique expression. So there's no doing it wrong. And it's also not about being perfect, because like what I like to say is each one of us is perfect. We're perfectly you. So that's all that you're going to be doing, is just following your intuition. And one of the things, and I'm going to encourage people to do this right now if you have a paper nearby, is we're going to do thought bubbles. And this kind of gets us warmed up to paint.
A thought bubble.
Thought bubble. So when you see those cartoon characters and they have those little bubbles above their head, right? With the words. So that's kind of how I see it energetically when people start to paint. And it's like, but what if I can't do it right? Or some people say I don't have the time. They'll come to a workshop and paint, but they won't do it on their own. Say, what? But I don't have time. And that's another part of our inner critic. Tries to control us.
Well, then find a kid and make some time.
Yeah, kids are great. Or watch a kid. If you just watch a kid, you get inspired.
No, I want to paint.
Great way is to do a little thought bubble here. And I'd like everyone, just whatever's here, we're just going to download whatever that is in our mind, in our left brain, that's going, okay, whatever you feel you might be hesitating right now. Whatever that sounds like. And I'd love to hear on the chat what's coming up for people. Brenny, if you might read a few.
Hey, Kristen, my cousin's on. Thank you so much. So is this thought bubble, like I thought of fun? Can my thought bubble be fun, or is it supposed to be?
Yeah, no, it could be fun. It could be, I'm going to have fun.
Yeah, I'm going to have fun.
Yeah.
So guys, be interactive with us. Unless you're off getting supplies, let us know what's in your thought bubble. This is all about having fun, guys. And when you have fun, guess what? You stop thinking about all the stresses of the day. They go away, and then it opens up your intuition, because you're connected to source and you're not thinking about bills or picking kids up or what are you having for dinner and all the little things that really mean nothing in the long run when you look at your overall life.
So, Brenny, I'm putting a couple up here that I hear a lot. Let's see if I can get a position there.
I don't know how to paint.
Yeah, I don't know how to paint. That's a thought bubble for a lot of people. And I'm not an artist. Yeah.
So I don't have negative thought bubbles. My thought bubbles are all fun. Like, oh.
And then what I want you to do, for those of you, if you're out there and you just did some thought bubbles, we're just going to like crumble it away and just throw it out of your space right now.
Okay, if you have negative thought bubbles, throw it away. And if you have positive ones, then cool, hang with me. And I do have 6 gallons of wine a brewing.
Yeah.
So you want to hang with me.
So
okay, Marie Claire says, don't know why I stopped having fun with colors. Well, we need to talk about that for a second from a feng shui perspective. Is it really does mean something. It's like you are sterilizing your life when you don't have colors. And you need all the colors of the universe, because the 5 elements is nature. Everything is a color. And I love where we have seasons, because I love the fall colors and stuff. So to me, it's like you let somebody get you in this rut. And what color does is it livens you up. It's one of the 9 ways to change energy that we use in feng shui. You know, you have sound, but color is a vibration, frequency, and it changes immediately. And don't you find also, then you know what to do. It tells you your mood. You can look at people's artwork and see where they were at and what was going on. So if you don't like journaling, then just start being an artist, or be the artist you already are.
Yeah. You know, and color is so, it's true. It's really a vibration. But the other thing I say is you may not even like your painting you did. It's not about that, oh, I'm creating something that's beautiful. It may be beautiful, but what it really is, and it is a download of energy and an expression of energy on paper with color. And that's what I've really learned in terms of tuning into the energy of art and what I call the spirit of art. Is that we just, it's here and it's available to us, and we used to use colors. I mean, look at like the cave paintings people used to do and the pottery and all kinds of stuff. Color was in the earth. It was all around us and we used them. So somehow we got away from it. And so what I always start with intuitive painting, we're going to do this right now, is we're going to center, because that's the first thing. We're going to center and ground and bring in that energy of the spirit of art. So I'm going to ask everyone right now to go ahead and close your eyes. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. And the first breath, we're going to gather up everything in our mind that's a little chaotic or scattered or distracted. Any of those thoughts. And then on the out breath, we're just going to breathe them out in whatever color comes to you on the out breath. And the next in breath, we're going to breathe that into our heart. Ask for a color to gather up anything that's no longer needed, and you're going to breathe that color out. And then the third breath, we're going to just breathe in another color. It's just going to gather up anything in our body that's tight or constricted, and then breathe that out. And then just go ahead and sort of shake. And I like to put my feet on the floor and kind of bounce them. So that's what I'm doing right now. You can't see. And we also want to put your feet now still on the floor and just ground in, because the earth brings in a lot of energy for us to paint. It's not just about connecting with our intuition and the divine, but it's also connecting in through the earth and bringing that energy through, because we're giving form. So it's that bridging. We are acting as a bridge of heaven and earth when we do intuitive painting.
You're the rainbow vortex bridge. That's what that is, bringing the energy in. The rainbows are your chakras or your energy systems, and we're the victory sign, because we're just going to have fun.
Yeah, we're going to have fun. Great. So I'm going to grab my pad here that I'm using, and if anyone's using watercolor paper, you want to use the part that's a little like nubby, that's kind of rough. And if anyone's using other things like cardboard or wood or whatever, you don't have to worry.
Don't gotta worry, people.
So I'm going to start off right now, and I'm going to invite you to do this as well. So what we're going to do is something for the new year. So that's what I want us to do some painting for. And a lot of people are saying, oh, it's a 1 year, it's the beginning, you know, of a fresh start, new energy. We finished a 9-year cycle. That's great. And yet we may not fully be connected to the energy of the new year. So we're going to invite that in through color. We're going to tune into it vibrationally. And we're also going to see what that color is for you, for each one of us, because each one of us will have our own color. So
I think when the new year happens, why I really like this too, is people get overwhelmed with, okay, you have to make New Year's resolutions. You know, it's like, okay, well, every year I'm going to lose 20 pounds, so that one works. And people don't follow through, and then they feel guilty. Yeah. So I really like this as a way of, yeah, it's exciting that it's a 1 year, because that leaves the last 9 behind, learn your lessons and go by. But you got to have somewhere you're shooting for. And people get stressed about setting goals. So what we're doing, guys, is just teaching you your natural way that you're built, and how things used to work before technology overran our lives.
Exactly, exactly. So we used to listen and trust our intuition. And that's one of the things I found with doing this painting, is you have to completely let go for that creativity to come through, and the intuition. And that's more and more how we're asked to show up in life. So I'm going to start here. And first of all, again, just kind of close your eyes for a second, and you're going to ask for a color or colors that's the energy of the new year for you. And you're going to feel, sense, or know the colors or color. And so for me, I'm getting a green color. And so I'm going to dip my sponge. I'm using a sea sponge here. If you have a kitchen sponge, you can use that as well. I'm going to dip my sponge in some water, and I've got my watercolors here. And I'm just kind of scrubbing with the sponge. And I'm playing without a plan. So everyone, we're playing without a plan. I don't even know what I'm doing with this. I'm putting it on the paper and I'm seeing kind of what I want to do with it. And isn't that interesting? It picked up some other color too. So I didn't even.
Pine cones are really fun, aren't they?
What's that?
Pine cones are really fun to paint with.
Pine cones are super fun to paint with. Yeah, yeah. And so here's some green that's wanting to come down. And as I'm painting, my intuition is also showing me the color fuchsia as well. So I'm going to do some fuchsia. And my favorite, actually, non-traditional materials are my hands. So I'm going to be you're going to see me using my hands a lot, too. And so I've got some fuchsia going on here.
She's using her hands.
And you can see that when you start putting your hands or your materials on paper, in fact, it's even hard to talk when I do this because I just go right into my right brain.
She's in her right brain, people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the right, not the right. Me too. So you can say, I'm extremely talented. That's why I hang out with 4-year-olds and 3-year-olds.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing is if you notice yourself judging yourself, just take a breath, let it go. Okay? Yeah, because we do that. We judge ourselves, don't we?
Constantly. Yes. The world will judge you. You don't need to judge yourself.
You don't need to judge yourself.
People can do that for you. Go visit your family.
Yeah. So there's a real compassion and a self-love you want to bring in as you're doing this. And so be gentle with yourself as well as you're doing this.
I've heard that before.
So the other thing you can do is close your eyes and just put, if you're using watercolors or a bunch of different paints, just wave your hand over and see where your hand stops. That's intuitively too. And so I have no idea. And again, this is complete trusting and tuning in. So as I close my eyes, I don't know what color this is, but we'll see. Ah, it's a yellow. It's a yellow. Cool. And then I've got, I'm also going to be using some acrylics here because I love acrylics. And so I'm going to put some down and show you some other non-traditional materials you can use. And if you're going to use acrylics and watercolors, you want to put watercolors first since they're transparent, and then you can put the acrylics over them. So, yeah. So, and a word about paints is you don't have to use anything expensive. The first 2 years, I just used craft store paint. So no big deal on the art materials, and also you can be a little freer. So I use these plates. You can also use coated plates. Just put the paint down, and then here's like a, actually I'm going to do a few different colors here. And Brenny, you can do this with your pine cone too. It's super fun to layer a couple of colors on it. I just discovered this the other day, totally by accident when I was playing. Of course, that's the best things happen by accident. Okay.
There are no accidents, people. She just got out of her own way.
We got out of our own. So here's a few different colors, and I'm going to dip my, I went on a walk with my dog, and I collected nature materials that I hadn't painted with. And so this is some sort of seed pod thingy. And I just went, oh, what happens if I dip it here, in the middle, and the end? See? So I've got 3 different colors on there. How fun is that? And then I'm just going to wipe it across and see what happens. And then because I got to get my hands in there.
I'm like you. I love getting my fingers in paint.
Oh, it just feels so, I want to use the word primal. And, you know, many, many years ago, we did so much stuff with our hands, right? Our whole cultures were about using our hands, and we've gotten away from using our hands. So it's really important to go back to that. And life's messy. It's okay. We don't have to worry about things being neat and perfect.
And it's having fun with people. Like, I messaged my sister. She watches my little nephew on Tuesdays, and I'm like, well, pop in and paint. Kids love it. Kids love painting, and guess what? They're being creative, and you can't tell them anything's right or wrong, and they don't see it right or wrong. So we just get in our own way, and that's what this is about, is to open up. I wanted to talk a little bit about intuition, because there may be people that really don't understand what we're talking about, and they're like, well, I just know stuff sometimes. That's what I would always say. And they're like, you're really intuitive. And I go, I don't know. I just know stuff. Yeah. Guys, that's what it is. You don't have to hear voices. You don't have to see beings or peoples or spirits. It's when you're connected, you just know stuff. I don't know how to explain it any different than you just feel comfortable. And it's like the thought comes, that's it. That's your intuition.
Yeah. Well, and there's so many ways that people experience intuition, of course, through our senses. Some people hear, some people see. But the thing is that it's whatever your body is attuned to and whatever it is that you're designed for. And that's another reason we can't compare ourselves. So I notice when we're doing intuitive painting, it's the same principles. It's like you trust what you're getting. Are you feeling the colors? Are you seeing the colors to paint? Are you just knowing, like, I got to paint with green? That's how your intuition is. So give yourself permission in a whole range of ways to know, to see, to feel, any of those things.
I think the peanuts might be part of the artwork itself. I think they might just stay on the page is what it looks like.
Yeah. So that's another thing, is you can use, Elmer's glue or something like that and put stuff on. Then it becomes like a multi-dimensional media piece as well. Yeah.
Hey, Carmen Simone, thanks for popping in. She is our crystal lady. So we know she likes color, because if you like crystals, you like nature.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of the things you can do with this intuitive painting is, and I'm looking right now to show you, I do a quick little 5 to 10 minute painting, usually before I go to bed. And this doesn't even have to be a long process. Like today, we're just going to keep playing and painting, and so it might take longer. But you can even do a quick 5 to 10 minute painting, and you shift the energy, because that's what it's all about, right? Is shifting the energy. So the color shifts the energy. Whatever you're painting with, having that shifts the energy. And I'd love to hear from the people that are painting with us on Facebook. What are you noticing in your energy? What's shifting for you?
I'm still having fun.
Yeah.
I don't know where they say the peanut jar's in the way. It's not even.
Oh, I can't see your peanut jar.
Maybe they're messing with me. I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's the way that you're for the Facebook Live.
No, it's taking a picture of our screen.
Ah, okay.
So if you're not seeing it and I'm not seeing it, then Marie Claire's messing with me.
No.
Peanuts are good to paint with. You can do all kinds of stuff with these. And who knows? That's twice peanuts came up. I don't know. Lori's on. She had a peanut thing.
I've got some bark here. I'm going to see what this bark is like.
I'm going to do 3-dimensional. And then really take a note of what you like and what you don't like. Hello, Jamie McNiven Smith. Thank you very much for popping on in here. We are doing increasing our intuition by painting and using all kinds of crazy things. I'm using peanuts.
Right now I'm using a Q-tip. And that's kind of fun because you can sort of paint with it, but do different lines. And I'm going back in here.
Okay, I'm going to get to my ceramic one. It's time.
I'm going to talk about symbols for a moment, because sometimes you might find that you use a certain symbol. And for me, it's been a spiral for many years. I'll be viewing spirals. And that's also generating energy and creating energy. And it's on some other level that our being is knowing that we need to connect with the energy of that symbol. So for me, it was a lot about, when I looked into the spirals, it was about evolution and growth and expansion and openness, because really a spiral is open. So maybe just notice if there's any symbols that you've just, subconsciously drawn, that your intuition is giving you. They could also be activations. So I noticed when I was doing different symbols, I have another painting I did all with my hands, and people will look at it and see different symbols and activations in it. And when I look at it, it connects me with that energy. So just know that intuitive painting is all about the energy coming through you and having it be expressed in a physical form. And we'll work with a little bit later about how to interpret or how to read the energy in your intuitive painting. But for now, just have fun and keep going. I'm going to see what else I want to share with you for different materials that I have.
So what are things people can do with their artwork? Like for me, one reason I chose these little tiles is you can make coasters out of them. So you get to look at your artwork all the time. We do it with pictures, but you can do it with artwork. Like, I'm going to show you a picture of Cutie Patootie. That's just a picture with Elmer's glue over it with some felt on the back. So as we declutter and people don't want to get rid of pictures and artwork, but what good does it do in a box? I've never understood that. And how often do you change the pictures in your house? I've gone to people's houses like 30, 40 years, and it's like same pictures in same places. We want to change energy. Display your artwork. Have a place where you can just go put fun things. And one place we put things is like inside our cupboard doors. So you open them up and it changes the energy and changes your emotions. So at the cabin, we have like, how to do CPR and that kind of stuff. But then when they open them, I have like one is all positive quotes. One is pictures of the family. So people like opening the cupboard doors. It changes the energy and makes them happy. I'm just trying to get people to think outside of the box, because that's what we're doing today.
Well, and yeah, I think that's great, Brenny. And the other thing that I do is I regularly change what's on my wall with a different painting. So this painting behind me, that wasn't the painting that was on last week. So different things get, cycled through. I also took, the painting I just shared with all of you that I did with all my hands that was like an activation. I actually got it made into a cell phone cover, and I put it on my cell phone. So that's something that activation is really alive for me. So, there's a lot of great places now where you can take and put your artwork on things, even your, mouse pad or whatever. If it's a painting that you really feel holds the energy of a frequency, and maybe today's painting with the new energy that you're bringing in, is something that you want to put in a really visible place, just like someone might use a vision board. But
screensaver.
There you go.
You see it like, you put things you like on there, like my nephew's on there, because I can have a bad day and look at him and smile. So if you're digging your artwork, and really take a look and just breathe and say, what is it telling you? Because every color and every image is telling you something. The second you said swirls, I'm like, vortex.
Yeah.
Vortex, that's what I thought immediately. Vortex.
Yeah.
I'm going to break this up.
So how's your painting going there, Brenny?
Which one? I've got a wood painting, a paper painting, and a my little tile painting. Because I have different moods and different...
I haven't seen your wood one for a while.
Different energies.
Yes, different energies. So I'm going to go back here to doing some stuff with my fingers here, my hands.
So who knows what I'm going to build outside that we're going to use this for? It kind of looks like I live in the lakes area, and I look at that and I'm like, oh, there's a big lake where I can go relax at the beach.
So what are the words you associate with that?
Joy, freedom, happiness.
Joy, freedom, happiness. Yeah, so that's what you're calling into your new year.
Woohoo!
Joy,
Yeah, baby!
freedom, happiness. Yeah. And I want to say a little bit about goals and intentions for the new year, because I know, Brandy, you said some people get really stressed. And the truth is that that's usually our planning left brain or our ego that's choosing the goals and the intentions. And at some level, it may not be in our highest good, or we may, have a disconnect with that. So this process through the painting right now is we're really bringing out what is the energy that's in your highest and best good for this year. Some part of you knows that. We're connecting right now with that and bringing it through.
Peanuts in your painting.
Yes.
You see them?
I do. You painted the peanuts too. I see that.
They painted themselves.
They painted themselves. There you go. There you go.
So might as well put some pine cone in there.
Yeah.
Now, wouldn't this be something fun to do with if you have kids or grandkids? Or guess what? Getting together with some of your friends and having a glass of wine and laughing and joking and being creative.
Yeah, it's painting with a purpose, painting with intention. And so it's fun. It doesn't have to be serious, but it's also got a deeper meaning to it as well. So I'm going to grab, I think I mentioned to everyone, you could use like a credit card or something, or those things you get in the mail for credit card offers. And so I'm going to dip that in here again, maybe a few different colors. And this is really fun because as you can see, I'm doing it. Let's see if I'm showing it to you here.
You're showing it.
Yeah, I'm doing it in a way that it's what's underneath is also coming through. So this is another thing with your painting is I've been talking for a little bit here and some of it's dried, so then I can go back over it and I'm getting these different layers coming through. And isn't that what life is about? Is these different dimensions and levels of awareness. And so we tune in one level, we can see one thing. We tune into another level, we can see something else when we shift our frequency. So I really like that when our paintings start to reflect that back to us.
And I'm a person who always, I can look at floor tiles or wood, and I always see images in them. I see people, I see animals, I always do. And it's like, so today in mine, you may not see it, but I see a horse and I see a dragon.
Mm-hmm. So wasn't one of your words freedom, Brenny? Yeah, and horses are about freedom.
So are dragons, baby. They're going to fly you right out of here.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about the dragon a little bit.
I was just going to say, let's talk about the dragon.
We kind of get excited, guys, and get a little off track. But as you can tell, if you follow me at all, I do things a little different. And got pretty bored with the same old type of telesummits. So that's why we're doing stuff like this, live ones, so that you can be interactive with us. In our Facebook page, you can go out there and comment, ask questions, get clarifications, because all the speakers are going to the teleart gathering page. If you haven't registered, please do, because then you get some free bonuses, you get access. We send an email out that lets you know when they're live streaming, when the replay is up. I'm recording this as a webinar, and I'm also on live stream on Facebook because we want people to interact and have fun. So all you have to do to register, guys, is go to, I'll use this in painting, teleartgathering, let me see, .com. It's so weird doing it two different ways because it's backwards on one and not on the other. And we'll do this one this way. Or you can text 1-678-506-7543 code TELLY2, and that'll get you registered also. For those of you that like to, that's backwards, whatever. You can tell I don't stress about that. So each speaker has an energy of an animal. In the past, that's how astrology started is, like I'm a Taurus and I'm an ox. So you immediately go, she might be a little stubborn or stomp her foot once in a while. So we all have energies we're associated with. So each speaker has an animal that their energy represents in this interview. We all get different animals. Like I was the ox last year, but this year I'm the hummingbird. And I love hummingbirds. Joy and freedom is a hummingbird to me.
Yep.
Two of my words.
Yep.
So Vasi's a dragon, and I love dragons, and I believe everybody's got a dragon, and mine's a blue ice dragon. They're not all fire breathers. Some like the cold, like me. So let's talk about the dragon energy. And guys, when you paint, you might start seeing these animal symbols in your painting. Maybe nobody else does, but you're like, So maybe that's why I saw the dragon, because the dragon's you, and I'm all about joy and freedom and riding a horse. So
exactly. So when you asked me, Brittany, for an animal to represent, I just asked my intuition, and immediately I got dragon. And I don't even know that much about dragons, so I started looking them up and connecting with the dragon energy. And then when I wrote, which is in everyone's speakers page, if you go, I'm sorry, your speaker's guide. It just came through me in about 10 minutes what the energy is and how it relates.
You were kind of reserved when you go, well, dragon. I'm like, yes, the dragon. Because you guys know I do feng shui, so we do know a little bit about dragons in that bubble. But you were kind of reserved, actually, about, I got a dragon. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't know that much about dragon. And that's what's so great about our intuition, is that when something comes through and you trust it and you embrace it, and my brain hadn't caught up yet. That's why I was reserved, Brandy, because I didn't really know.
I kept sending her dragon energy.
Yeah. So dragon is about vitality and inspiration. And I was connecting with the dragon energy yesterday, and what I was getting was about the wings. The wings of a dragon, dragons fly. So they're able to move and connect with that heaven energy, but at the same time, they come down to earth. And I was realizing that's exactly what we do with intuitive painting. Yeah. We go up, we connect with the energy, we bring it through, we ground it through our bodies, through the expression of the art we're putting out. And that's why painting with our hands is so powerful, because it's like that bridge. And the other thing is with the dragon energy is it's all about transformation and change. And dragons even shed their skin, I found out. And I thought, oh my God, that's so perfect, right?
I didn't know that one. There's a new dragon tip of the day, guys.
Yeah, dragons will shed their skin. And so what that is that we are in a continual process of transformation and renewal. And what art does is it reflects back to us where we are at any particular moment. So, we may feel like, ooh, I've done all this personal work, and so many of us have done all these clearings and personal work and all this stuff and development, but maybe it's not reflected in our inner light. Well, when you paint, you start seeing it's different. I have this book, this journal I've been painting in. I thought it was right here to show you. But anyhow.
So you're saying instead of writing, you paint?
Yeah, I paint, right. And so when I go back and I look, I can see the difference in the colors. I can see the shapes. I can see the symbols. There's definitely, a change happening. So dragon energy allows us to tap into that transformative power that's within us anyhow, because we're never the same. We're always changing, growing. And the other thing about dragon energy is, think of the dragon with the fire, right? The fire comes out of its mouth. And to me, when I was tuning into that, I really saw, okay, that dragon energy is about protecting something of great value or defending something, defending a place. Well, we have to be vigilant with our creativity, because the world comes in. We've got binge watching on TV. We've got social media. We've got family, work, you name it, our phones, right? Technology. And so we have to create a space around us. And actually, one of my free gifts I did was a video on preparing your sacred space for painting, because you need to defend your territory and create the space to do painting, just like a dragon. And you have to be fierce and vigilant about it. And once you start doing it, you'll do it. And it'll be fun. But it's in the beginning, you have to really have that fierceness.
And when you talk about protection and you're talking about the dragon, what I see and feel when you've gone through the, talking about the dragon is it's protecting you. It's protecting yourself. It's you protecting you, if that makes sense.
Yes.
It's your past you, it's your higher self you, because this world is not easy we live in now. I can promise you, when I grew up, there's no way my parents thought the world would be the way it is today. You couldn't even have imagined it. A little bit with the Jetsons, like a microwave and that kind of stuff. But literally, things are changing so fast and so quick, and people are so overwhelmed. And guys, we're animals, We're really outdoor people. So that's why finding different ways to connect and all that work you're doing. I just want to say something, because I went through a frustration period at the end of last year, and it was like, really, man, I've been working on myself for 20 years hardcore, and really all my life. I just didn't know I was doing it. I just do what I love to do. Like, I live among Native Americans. Well, so when you started talking about painting, I'm like, I got to crush some berries up. That's how they did it in the old days. Right. And it's like, I'm sorry, Vasi, before your painting class, I started making wine with all the fruit in my freezer because I was decluttering, and I'm like, what am I going to do with this? And my friend goes, well, make a mixed wine. So all the berries are off my property. And then I went, well, if I would have saved some, that choke cherry is a beautiful purple. So yeah. I already know next year, I've already got it planned in my mind, is the picnic table outside, and we're taking berries and crushing them up and making paints that way. Because, guys, it's the little kid you want. Really, be a kid at heart. I'm a kid at heart. If you can't tell, I'm very, people say immature. I just love being a kid and create those memories, because I remember being 4. You either remember really good things or really bad things. I want my nephew to remember really good things, like, oh my God, she was crazy. We went and crushed a bunch of berries up and painted with our hands. Now, our hands did stain for a while, but guess what? They'll be fine. Right.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I want to say something about the inner child, because that's a great point, Brenny, is so many of us, we can tap into how that was when we were a child, because we really didn't care what anyone thought. And we just were ourselves, and the energy, and the connection with our higher self, it would just come through, unless someone stopped us. But the other thing is that most of us, I found in my work, have what's called creativity wounds. And that's a time when someone either said to us in school, or a teacher or whatever, very, well-meaning, they said, what are you doing? Or that doesn't look right, or you have to do it like this. And it doesn't matter whether it's art or music or singing or any of those things. It inhibited our natural expression. And so that's something that will come up sometimes when you're starting to paint, is you'll hear that voices of the past when you were a child. But what we want to do is we want to connect in with the pure inner child that you have.
Okay, so what happened to me when she was telling that story is, be specific with your children, because I was very artsy when I was young. And my mom and dad said I could paint Santa and his reindeer on the wall in the living room. Well, they meant to put up paper. And I painted Santa on our living room wall. And it was right where the picture window was. And we owned a motel, so people would pull up in front of the picture window and look in there. And it was like, yes, they did panel after that. But I always wonder who got the house and took the paneling down and went, why is Santa and his reindeer on the wall? But see how I was free. And I wasn't thinking of, okay, get paper, do this. It was like, oh, cool, I'm just going to go paint him up there. It did turn out really good, by the way.
I'm sure it did. Yeah. Yeah. So we get to leave that behind.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And also to recognize how free you were then, Brenny. I love that story. There you go.
And there's I kind of like the little pine cone part. It's creating itself. Okay.
Yeah.
It is creating itself. The pine cone part I just took and bent the edge off, and I was going to paint with that because it was kind of hard to get this dipped in those big cans of paint.
Yeah.
And it just kind of looks like a flower to me.
Uh-huh. Right. Right.
Sorry, guys. I'm all about me and my painting. Did anyone else want to share something? Guys, do that. Please I'm going to take pictures and put them in the on our Facebook page. It's just facebook.com/Tella Arc Gathering. You can find it. Or sign up, and I'll send you a link to it.
Yeah. And the other thing is, I actually didn't even paint my first canvas up until about, a year ago or something. And there's something about white that people can be really intimidated. And especially if it's like a canvas, it's like, oh my gosh. And I was never trained as an artist. So this was all just, what I was getting to do. So I would also encourage you at some point to get a canvas. And there are even small ones now. You probably see them at Michael's and craft stores. And you can put acrylics on them. You don't need to do anything special. You don't need to have any special training. And you'll find that the canvas grabs the paint in different ways. And this one is actually the first big canvas I ever did. And I had so much fun with it. And that's the thing is don't just stay, small. Keep going bigger paper, go canvases, just because what happens is our consciousness is also expanding as well. And so the more that we keep doing different things and bringing different materials in, the more we grow and connecting with our.
I'm taking a whole wall in what I call my nephew's, Blakey's bedroom, and painting on it.
Oh, great.
Because I can do what I want because it's my house.
Yeah. And contrast that, Brenny, with the little girl, right?
Oh.
Who painted on the wall. See?
Oh, I didn't even think like that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
that's why I want to do it so bad, because it was so much fun.
It's a healing for you. And that's the thing, is we go beyond what we think is possible. There's a wonderful quote I love from Pablo Picasso, and it's, art washes away from our soul the dust of everyday life. Isn't that beautiful?
Washes away from our soul the everyday dust of life.
Yeah. And that's what happens. And that's why I encourage people, just like I do this every day, I encourage people to do some sort of intuitive painting, even if it's for 5 minutes, because we collect stuff as we go in life. And yes, we can smudge, and yes, we can do clearings, but how much fun is it to do a painting and shift our energy and then have it? I have, so many things around me that I can reconnect in with that energy.
Being creative is just awesome. And I often think of that because my dad was a carpenter, and I look at like the frames he's made and houses he built and a motel. And it's just like, I find it so amazing. And then I start thinking, well, what have I created? Oh, I better get busy painting. But this is what it's about. Is you're being creative, but it's always fun with other people, because if I wouldn't be painting with Vasi, I would not have connected. I'm sure I probably would not have connected painting on, because I'm like, why am I telling her that story? I was telling her that story. My higher self is like, tell her the story because she's going to connect the bridge.
Yeah. And the other thing is, what I'm doing for everyone on this call and live stream, including you, Brenny, is I'm holding the energy of the spirit of art. And I'm inviting that energy to sit with each one of you to the extent that you're in agreement on a higher level with that. And so you're going to experiment and play in a way that you wouldn't do it by yourself. And so it's, yes, the community piece, we're doing it together, but we're also including in that spirit of art to come that's compassionate and inspirational and fiery. And, I started tuning in a few weeks ago, and I found out that this has been suppressed in humanity for actually many, many years.
You know what? I'm sorry, but when you were talking, what popped in my head is there's somebody out there who's fighting with their husband or whatever, and they're supposed to paint together. Because the colors, they'll be able to see and be able to communicate and start that bridge.
Beautiful.
That word bridge again. Guys, that's what we're talking about being intuitive is you get hits, you get thoughts, you get ideas, and you just know they're right because you're in connection. Art connects you. And when you use your hands, Vasi, that's the three. That's the higher source heart, hand, God self, or whatever you want to call it. So that's really cool. So if you're fighting with somebody, go paint with them, guys, and get over it.
Yeah. Well, and we used to do creative things in community. That's the thing, right? We used to sit around and weave baskets or do pottery or whatever it was.
Quilts.
And what's that? Quilts.
Quilts where it's cold, people.
Yeah.
I just saw the Viking Lodge with everybody doing crafts in the middle of the winter when you were talking like that. That's how it used to be, and in Minnesota, our roads, our towns are 30 miles apart because that was a wagon ride in a day. So people used to get together and do fun stuff like this because they knew they're out working in the fields all the time. Can you imagine back then, no hot running water and all that fun stuff? And that opened up their creativity and made them happy. And that's what it's about, guys. We just want you to be happy.
Yeah.
I want to be happy. I am happy.
Well, and the other thing that I've seen in when I do these workshops with intuitive painting live with people in person, and what I see is there's something about being with each other that we inspire each other. And we're all connected. We're not separate. And so when we're in a group and we're painting, I might look over and see a color that you use, and I might go, wow, that's something that really speaks to me. And that may open me and connect me to a different frequency that I wouldn't maybe have access with on my own. So we act as such powerful openings and keys for each other to be in community and do creative work. So that's the other piece I really want to encourage people to do, whether it's with your family, your kids, like you said, this person with their husband.
And you don't have to have wine, guys. I mean, it sounds like I'm a boozer, but I'm really not. I made some kombucha today also. I made kombucha. I can't stop looking at my horse. Now, I want to see if you can see it. It's down here. I see it clear as day over here.
In the bottom corner?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it totally. Yeah.
Now, can you see a dragon somewhere in there? Up at the top?
Top left.
Isn't that wild?
That's crazy. Yeah.
I've been talking about horses. I love horses, and I love to visit people that have horses. You know, it's one of my teachers had a horse, and they did a show for us, and my friends have horses. We used to raise horses, and I almost thought of getting a miniature horse, and then I thought, well, that's a lot of poop. I guess I'll go back to the dog.
So Brandy, I want to take your painting to another level, because
Let's do it.
The next level with intuitive painting that I facilitate. So I want you to choose one painting that you want to take to a deeper level.
Okay.
So you want to do it with, I feel like you're horse painting.
Yeah.
Horse painting. There's something really juicy in there.
Yeah.
You can look at it and you're going to finish this sentence. And since you're so easy for you to talk, I'm just going to have you do it out loud. But for others, you might want to write this. So you're just going to, off the top of your head, say, I am free to. Just keep finishing that sentence as long as the words come out of your mouth. I am free to.
I am free to enjoy life.
I am free to
be happy and wealthy. I am free to express myself and not care about others' interpretation of me. I am free to be me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm free to do what I want when I want.
Yeah.
As long as I show up for live calls.
Yeah.
Mine really is about freedom. Because that's what I hear myself say all the time. When you're an entrepreneur, the biggest gift you can give an entrepreneur is free time. Mm-hmm. Freedom. Because we try or, do so much on our own. Like, this is really fun. I live alone and I work alone. So to be able to get online, and I'm working, guys. This is my job. I get to paint with Vasi online. So to me, you really need, what I'm hearing is really find what you love. And you guys have heard this before. These are no secrets out there, but it's when you hear it from different people, sometimes you get it. Mm-hmm. And it's really about what you really, really love. And I'm going to continue painting because I don't like journaling, but I journal because I know how powerful it is, and I'm a dream teacher. But I never thought to do painting to express myself in a journal, because I would do that and look forward to it, and that's what it's about. And once you open up all that, then you're free. So that's, I guess, I've changed my words up maybe a little bit, because I thought my words were decide this year. Perception. I know perception because I want people to be aware of other people's perception. That we get stuck in our heads, and that's what this is great about, is getting you out of your head, and we only see things our way. Well, yeah, I did get fired from that job and not deserve it. They should have saw my point of view, but they didn't. But if you live in your head and you live in that guilt and you live in that anger, that does you no good at all. So instead, here's your words of advice to be healthy. Go paint, relax, and be free. Because life is meant to be fun. God really did not put us here to be miserable, broke, and unhappy. We've created that ourselves by the people we hang out with and our thoughts and our space. That's why I do this, to bring people like Vasi in so you can see things from a different perspective. I mean, a lot of people think, oh, it's got to be miserable and I got to hate doing it for it to be worth anything. It's exact opposite.
Yeah. So I totally agree with that. And what I really got from what you were saying, the freedom, is it's freedom for you on all different levels.
It is.
Financial freedom, creative freedom, time freedom, everything. And so you might want to go back, Brenny, and listen to what you said if you don't remember, and actually write that out. Because those statements, I am free to, is the energy that you are building. That's your foundation for the next year and beyond. That's your 2017 foundation.
I am free 2. And I always like the I am, because I do the I am, like I am presence, my big I am.
Right. Exactly.
And you know what came up for me? That's why we do this, guys. And Vasi's going to talk about a really fun class she's going to have. I feel guilty when I'm not working or doing something. Like the other day, I wrote down everything I did, and I'm like, good God, girl, you did more in a day than people do in a week, and you're feeling guilty because, oh, I really should be doing that. I'm really trying to get rid of the shoulding out of here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hashtag shoulding be gone.
Definitely.
So it's freedom. And yes, guys, the world is run by money. You know, so you do need money right now to live. Who knows for how long? We'll be living in the dark age maybe, but I'll be painting with my berries. But you take a look, because what came up for me was, oh, if I'm free, then I'm not doing something. And I felt guilt. Mm-hmm. I know that's that Catholic raising, which gave me a good foundation in God. I just don't do well with, you know, being told to do all those prayers. That was crazy. I was out of there, girl. But it gave me a good foundation, and that's what it's all about. So what is your I am free to? Let's hear yours, Vasi, because I'm a little different than other people.
Yeah, and I haven't done mine yet. Here's my painting. I'm going to look at it, and I'm just going to speak to it as I'm looking at it. I am free to reach new heights. I am free to expand beyond who I think I am. I am free to create with joy and prosperity. I am free to love big.
And on the left side, when you put it up there just for a second, on your right side, I guess it would be, is what I saw the flash to be it was heaven's energy coming in, the yellow, and then that's the vortex coming into your body. So it's like your etheric body, your aura body that people can't see. That's what I saw. And blue is all about communication and so things flow. And the yellow is fire. So you got water and fire in there, which is balanced energy. You got your little vortexes all over. Now, doesn't that look like the earth back there? And to me now, the earth has a lot of red in it, which I really believe Mother Earth needs healing. And that's what we're doing through these kind of classes and through everything going on in the world by bringing up the dark side. I feel the earth is sick and it needs healing. So when I looked at that, it was like, here you are helping people open up to their intuition. Mm-hmm. And when you're intuitive, you make better choices and you see things from a different perspective. You see things clearly, what you need to do. And that's how you're going to help heal the earth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's right on. Yep, exactly. So that's you using your intuition. Isn't that beautiful? And for each one of us, you know, even if you go back to your painting and your statements, you may have more statements that come up because you're not the same person you were when you painted it. So you're going to continue to evolve and expand with the energy of your painting. So yeah, Brandy, I would definitely go back to that and keep doing some I am free statements to that.
Guess I have to listen to myself later. Okay,
and then I wanted to show everyone, I did find my book here that I do nightly. And I do it as a journal. So if you have, get a spiral bound one like this, you can lay it flat. And so what's great about this is then I take a charcoal pencil because I'm usually using watercolors. And then I write, let me see if I can get this right here. There we go. I write words in. And this was actually a painting I did when my dad passed away a couple months ago. It was very close to him and was really, I went to sit down and paint and I thought, I can't paint because it's such a joyful activity. And so I went into the energy of his passing, and what I was getting was the intentions was light triumphs, love rejoices, graceful passages. That's what I was choosing. That's the energy I was choosing to hold that experience. And that painting, I did it in 5 or 10 minutes. It's totally shifted for me. So then I would go back and I just date them on the back. And so it is kind of like a journal, but it's more fun. And the colors are very different in here.
You can even journal on the back, like how we're talking.
Yeah,
I'm going to just say it because I'm a dream teacher and people don't understand that there's always a story in everything. So that's why journaling, may not be so fun for some of us that, it's because we always had to have our words perfect. You know, they had to look good. My sister and I would write and rewrite letters. When I look at that, I'm like, man, where was this me back then to tell me, hey, girl, it's fine. That L can look that way, you know?
Yeah. And so on the back of the page, I write my I am statement. So I am free to is powerful. I also work with people on I allow, because a lot of time the energy is right there for us, but we're not allowing it. So sometimes using I allow is very powerful. And if there's times in our life that we're feeling disempowered or hopeless or, you know, just stuck, I choose. That's a good one to use with your painting. I choose to. And really declare the energy that's available to you that you might not be consciously aware of. So I choose to is a really great one if you're feeling stuck. Like you were mentioning, Brenny, at the end of last year, how you were feeling.
Oh,
To do a painting and to have done I choose to, that would have really opened up the energy. Yeah.
And it's okay to paint, like if you're angry and get that out, paint red colors and that kind of stuff. Because I obviously am not a person who holds anything in. Which is a good, bad thing, guys. It's a bad thing for the people around you, apparently. My family don't like it so much. But I'm super healthy because I don't have to keep it in my mind and be a gerbil. And I let it out so I'm not anxious and anxiety and stress like that. My big thing is I just love nature. I'm out in nature anytime I possibly can. So you have to find what you really love and channel those things. But this is all about intuition, because you don't have to take a 12-month course to get intuitive. And everyone is intuitive.
No.
It's have you shut it down or not.
Yeah. Yeah. And I am so committed to helping people tap into their intuition in a very playful, easy way, and not necessarily going outside of yourself, but working with what's right here, you know, some paint, some paper, and yourself, and it activates it.
And guys, you try different things. So yes, meditation's great. There's different types of meditation. There's walking in nature meditation. There's Tai Chi, Qigong. There's different ways to do things. This is just another tool to put in your toolbox, your little toolkit of, I'm kind of in a funk today, because we all go like this.
Yeah.
I'm not happy 100% of the time. Ask Vasi.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because Italian and Greeks understand me.
Yes, the Greeks understand the Italian.
God, I really needed to hear that, because my German family is like, you, and I'm like, I feel kind of guilty. I'm just expressing myself in a big, bold way.
Yes. So I wanted to say a little bit about art and business, especially for those people that are listening that are entrepreneurs, because that's been, oh my gosh, a journey for me. I say that that's the best personal development course you could ever have, is being an entrepreneur.
Amen, sister.
So here's the thing, is art and business really can go hand in hand, and we so separate them. We think it's different. But if you think about it as an entrepreneur, or even a leader in a company, or, you know, pretty much anyone these days that's working, we have to be innovative. Things aren't staying the same. Things are falling apart. We're asked to do more with less. We've got to turn around on a dime and adapt and change and come up with new things, whether it's the copy for an email we're sending out, you know, for a marketing campaign or a new service or a website or a workshop or whatever. We have to be creative, always.
Always.
And so for me, it used to be like a struggle. I would be like, oh my God, I got to write my, you know, newsletter or blog or whatever. I'm more visual. I'm not someone who writes. But what I found is doing the intuitive painting changes something in my chemistry, in my brain. It changes something in the energy of my being. And all of a sudden I'm open and I'm connected with my higher self. It's like when I did the dragon write-up, it was like 10 minutes, boom. And I was like, wow.
You get out of your own way. That's what you just did. You just got out of your own way. We are the biggest sabotagers as entrepreneurs, because like you said, we wear 20 hats. Got to do this, got to do that, got to do this. So to open up, you paint.
Yeah. So even take 5 minutes. Like I sometimes do this before I need to work on something creative. Take 5 minutes, do a quick little painting. I love these little, you know, spiral things. You know, I really recommend that. And you go ahead and you just do it. And then you sit down and you do the work, because it's about getting aligned with the energy that you want to put into that email you're writing or that workshop or whatever it is?
We have a speaker coming up the last week, and she does soul colors, and then she uses those colors in their branding. And I'm almost thinking we might have to do a little extra class, because the two of you would be great. And then, of course, me there, you know. But I mean, because you can add that additional piece if she's looking at the soul colors. And you guys, this is all about having fun and business. It doesn't have to be business. But, you know, my group is holistic entrepreneurs. You know, that's the people that follow me, with a big dose of feng shui and organization. So that might be something fun too. And then I get to see from a feng shui perspective the colors you're choosing, because I know the vibration of colors and how they impact you. So that might be something fun we'll do. If you guys want us to do that, go out to the Facebook page and comment. Be very interactive, because you have 9 plus me is 10. Oh, it's a 1 year. That equals 1. How perfect.
Yeah.
People to help you in many different ways to unblock that stuck energy, unblock your mindset. Doesn't matter how long or how many classes you've taken. Were you in alignment with them? And the one thing I found out last year, the big aha, when I was telling you I was getting frustrated, I've been working on myself, doing this, doing that. Now, I find that enjoyable. I'm a freak that would stay home on Friday and watch Vedic mathematics. I find it very interesting. I like that stuff. But what it's about, I kind of got lost there in the Vedic mathematics. I just got excited, like, ooh, Vedic mathematics. But what it's really about is, how can we help you to get past the rut you're in? Because people that have taken courses for 20 years and they want to be intuitive and they want to unblock stuck energy and they want clearings to go on. Guys, it's not one clearing and then you're healthy. There's a lot of stuff in your grid, as we call it, in past lives and stuff. So this is another tool. So if you're feeling stuck, you know, you may want to follow Vasi a little bit more. So Vasi, let's go ahead then and talk about what you put together. If you guys like this kind of stuff, she was like, I don't really know what to do. And I go, you don't have to have an 8-week course. Do it 2 classes, because one, you can talk about stuff and start creating, and then you can go through the creations like we're doing and get some real valuable information. So this is for anybody who wants to be intuitive. And this is for anybody who wants to live a better life. So you want to tell them a little bit about the special offer that you put together. And this is on her speaker page. So when you register, you'll get an email. You can go to her speaker page. I'll have this replay up there, her gifts, special offer, why she's a dragon, all that fun stuff.
So what I found in my live workshops is that people couldn't get enough of this. And we started at an hour and a half, and then we went to like 3 hours. That was the only feedback on the surveys was more time painting. So we eventually went up to 5 hours in these workshops. So for the online workshop, what we're going to do is do it in 2 classes. One's February 9th, and the other one is a week later. And it's going to be live like this on Zoom. So you'll get to share your paintings. And the first class is going to be on really getting to know your inner critic and making friends with it. Because we don't want to fight with it. We don't want to do battle. We just want to recognize when it comes up and get out of our own way. And so we'll be doing some painting around that and some insights around that. It's very healing. People have had huge things. I've had people that have for 4 years been stuck with something, and in an instant it can just shift, because it's our consciousness. It's not so much about the art, but it's about our consciousness and our vibration. So that first class will be on your inner critic, getting to know it and getting it basically be able to identify it. A lot of people think it's the truth, like, oh, I'm really not good. No, that's not the truth. That's not the truth of who you are. That's your inner critic speaking up. So we want to address that right off the bat. The second class is we're going to be tuning in for your vision for the year. So not only the energy of the vision like we did today, but what's the actual vision and what does that look like? And we'll do a painting, but we'll also be able to articulate in some next steps what that looks like for you. So I'll be working with people intuitively as well with your painting, and we'll actually be painting together, because this isn't something you go off and do. It's something you do in the moment, because we're in the energy, the group energy. So the first class is more of a clearing, and then the second class the creative and intuitive aspect of it.
But paint away, and she'll have a Facebook group where you can upload your paintings to. You know, what's fun too is the different surfaces. Like, you can't see it, but there's little bubbles on this one. I keep seeing other animals in there.
Cool. Very cool.
This is going to be the one I'm going to be taking a picture of. I like them all, though. I really do like the peanut one. And I'm free to be free is what I decided. I'm free to be free.
There you go.
I am free.
That sums it up. And if anyone wants to, in the chat or in the messages in Facebook, we'd love to hear what you chose. Or I'm sorry, what you're free. I am free too. If you had some statements there you want to share, I'd love to hear them.
Hello, Linda A. Ferguson. Thank you for joining on in. This replay will be up all over Facebook because I don't want to hold this information hostage. I've done a lot of telesummits, and I didn't like the energy of them, so I created my own unique and interesting way of doing things. And how we're doing it is we're Facebook live streaming so we can get to people, because the more I thought about it, it just didn't make any sense to me. Of course, I think different. It's like, hurry, watch this. You got 48 hours. Okay, now it's gone, and you don't get the information, because I'm big on getting information out to you to help you. And then what does that create? That creates more stress. Oh no, I missed it. What do I do? I don't want to buy the whole bundle. So it came from this point of, you know, what's the energy of it? My energy of it was getting the information out there and having fun doing it. And you can still invest. It's $17 to get all these recordings, and they're in Dropbox. So once you get it, you can go back over and over and watch this stuff. Oh, Linda says hi. Linda, what we did was we've been painting, and yes, I can show you a couple of mine. I did more than one because that's how I am, right, girl? She already knows. She's all over. She's just like painting here, painting there. I have a 3D one with peanuts. I'm
surprised the peanuts aren't sliding off.
Well, neither is the pine cone.
Yeah, that's great.
And then one more, which this takes me right to the lake, which is my favorite place to be. I actually have a picture of the lake with two swans. It's in my partnership area. Swans mate for life. So whether that's a loving relationship or a friendship relationship, I want relationships with the right people that okay, all of you that have come in and out of my life quickly to teach me lessons, thank you so much, but do not be coming back. So different surfaces, the same colors, but different textures, styles. I had fun down here just being a kid, and I do really enjoy finger painting. So, Vasi, I think what I'm going to do is actually show them your speaker page.
Okay.
So you talk for a second, and I'll pull that up, and then we thank everybody so much that showed up today.
Yeah. So one more note about painting with non-traditional materials is there's really no rules. So go ahead and have fun. And like sometimes I'll go out in nature and be on a walk and pick up stuff and then come back and paint with it. So I just encourage people to try different things. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. That's all part of it. So have fun with it. That's the most important thing, is to have fun. Because when we have fun, we shift our frequency, we feel lighter, and it just is magic when that happens, and it's quick.
And I like to have fun. Okay, guys, so here is lovely Vasi. This will give you a little bit of background on her so you can understand, you know, how she got started on this journey. And yes, she did paint that dragon, and she had never painted a dragon before, but it's so colorful and so beautiful, and every time I look at it, I see something different in there. And then we talked about the energy of the dragon. So, you know, what animal are you? Grab an animal and work with it. Then here's her speaker guide. You just click on that, and that gives you more information about Vasi, and you can print that off. It tells you why we did this gathering, and a little bit about me. And then here's some links for you. And more stuff about, there's Vasi Voss sitting in nature painting. I love that picture. And then what we talked about in the interview, so you have notes and you can take more notes, things to show up with. And hopefully we covered all those questions. If not, then I guess go to the Facebook page and ask questions. So that's what the guide looks like. this is where the recording's going to go up. So when you register, you'll be able to listen to these recordings. And then here's her thank you gift. You're just going to start here. It's got 3 videos. Thank you gifts. And then if you want to find out a little bit more about the 2-part, I just love the idea. Like, I can't wait to go. When I get off this call, I had to go get some jelly for my mom. And it's like, well, now I'm going to go get me my own little art journal book. I love it.
Yeah.
So this is what it's all about. You click here and sign up, and it's under $100, 99 or 97, one of those two. I forget numbers because I do a lot of stuff. So that's all you have to do is go to Vasi's page. If you sign up, you'll get that link. Otherwise, it is teleartgathering.com/Vasi, V-A-S-I. And I love your name, by the way. Great vibration.
Oh, good. Well, it's short for Vasiliki, which is Greek. So I find that's an easier way to say it.
If I would have heard Vasiliki, I would have known you were Greek.
You can do that too. Yeah. So, one more thing I wanted to mention, since you showed the picture of me painting in nature, is I really encourage people to take, those books. So if you get one of these journals, go ahead and take it outside and paint. And I used to, as a young girl, paint on rocks. And that energy, when you sit on a rock and you're grounded and you're bringing in the earth, is just so powerful. And it's such a magical place. I usually take a little Dixie cup with me and a bottle of water. My paints, it's that easy. Because one of the most sacred places we can paint is in nature. And so you can also find, oh my God, it's incredible.
And I just got another intuitional download. I built a peace pole with my dad. It's in my backyard. And it says, may peace prevail on earth. Mögen Fried sein. And it says it in Korean and also Mandarin.
Oh,
I have Korean nieces and nephews. Niece and nephews. I have Mandarin for feng shui. My family, both sides come from Germany, and then, I speak English. But what we do is everybody plants a flower so that their peace grows, and we all pick a rock and we anchor our peace. But now we're going to add a new little to it, and we're going to paint the rocks, because that's going to, every time I look at it, because it's like, whose rock was that? Oh yeah, Mom had to take the big one. She got the good one.
I love that, painting the rock. Yeah.
Paint a rock. So in your future, you can paint rocks with me this summer, and everybody needs a peace pole in their backyard. Just saying. Don't you like the rainbow from the crystal on my head?
That's beautiful. I see that. Yeah. That is great.
I love crystals. That's one of the best things ever, because there's rainbows all over and they make you happy. So I'm painting in my crystal room.
Yeah.
Hey, Victoria, thanks for popping on in. It's fun that people pop in. They're probably like, I'm not sure what they're doing. But for the 10 of you that have stayed the entire time, thank you very much. Please share this out. All you have to do is, when we're finished, is hit share and tell people to show up. This is the first of 9 interviews. They're all really going to be fun. In 2 days, we have Siobhan, not Siobhan. I just laugh. I called her Siobhan for the longest time, because that is not a name I've ever heard before, but maybe because I'd never seen it spelled before. But she's going to help you manifest miracles. She's great with alchemy and things like that. She does clearings on the spot. So you want to make sure to show up for that. And then on Saturday, we have Jenna Smith, and she's going to help you with the mind, body, spirit, where you're the manual. So this is all in alignment, because we're being creative and intuitive. Then we're going to be doing some clearing and manifesting. And then we go right into Jenna, who's going to make sure your mind, body, spirit, all of that's in balance. So this is a great week. And how much fun, guys. This is your homework. Go paint. It's much better than my room by room organization, where they get to go declutter. I think this is more fun for them. But once you declutter, you feel great. Any questions before we end this really fun event? And please, guys, it's never too late. Do it next week. Do it the week after. Upload those pictures, because that page will stay open, because I've already got, half of series 3 set up and ready to go with people, because we're all here to have fun and be free. So come join me. And guys, you never know. I live in God's country, and we're planning a live event either here or San Diego or both places. So There you go. Make sure to register, guys. teleartgathering.com. Just go to the Facebook page and click on the sign up button. Sign up. You get a bunch of bonuses. And every speaker has free gifts. She has 3 short videos for you. That is awesome. And they all have a special offer that is at least 50% discount. You can get it maybe after the series is over, but you're going to pay at least double. And look at how much fun. Oh, gee, I got to go to class today and hang with Vasi and paint and figure out why I'm stuck and depressed. Oh, that does sound fun, doesn't it? So we like to have fun and be free. That's what we're all about, guys. Any last words there, Miss Vasi?
Yes, a few things. One is I want to encourage people, if they didn't do a painting with us today, to go away and do it and write their I am free statements. And I would do it on mine. It's still wet. But if you're using acrylic, you can even take a black marker, you know, and write I am free to. If you're using a watercolor, use charcoal. And write those in here to really anchor it. And then hang this somewhere. This is really important for you to connect in the energy of the new year. So if there's any remnants left from the 9-year we've been through, you want to connect in with the new energy, okay? And invite the spirit of art in to join you. She will come and she will join you. She's very happy to be much more visible and aware, or us to be aware of her on this earth right now. And she's here for us.
And you know, Vasi, it really is that simple. Is we just have to ask. And I just always bring up angels and ascended masters. They're just all sitting there waiting, and you're praying and you're praying, and then you never ask. Like, I invoke thee or ask them to come in and help. I'm all the time. That's why I love to do oracle card readings, because it reminds you. It's like, oh, call your runners in. Oh, that's right. There's a whole bunch of people up there want to help me do stuff. Yeah. So it's that simple, guys. And words are vibration, and vibration is frequency. And if you know somebody named Tesla, then yeah, that's it. Vibration and energy. Boom. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. It's really fun. We tried to do an hour, but we did really great for an hour and a half with an art class. So I'm super thrilled. And I'm going to take pictures of all my stuff and put it up. We already know which one is my favorite one, because I keep looking at my horse. And when you use tiles like this, an easy thing to do is get a glue gun. And I just use hemp and make a little, and then just hang it. But I'm just going to use mine. I'm going to shellac it later and use it as a, yeah, I drink coffee. I drink tea too, people, but coffee's okay. These people, oh, you shouldn't drink coffee. I'm fine. We love you guys. Go create and be free to be free.
Yeah. And have fun while you're being free.
Yeah. Have fun, guys. That's what it's about. Have fun. Enjoy others to come join this. And we will see you in 2 days back here in the Facebook group with more live streaming.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining us.